So the only thing you had going for you was the dog would listen to you.
You gotta hope, right?
Right. Well, I had a little advantage.
What's that?
The one thing they don't sell anywhere in Vietnam is a dog whistle.
But you had one,
I had 3. And the reason I had 3 is because everything rusts. So, yeah. So, So I had a dog whistle, so I started training, I started with Grief, all right? And we took him off leash and stuff, and I found out the reason he had 14 or 13 kills rather than 12 kills is one of them was a little boy sign they used for training.
That's messed up.
Well, they would put him out in the bush, and then you're supposed to try to find him, all right? And alert, and he was a decoy, okay? Well, as soon as Grief got scent of that guy, he went after him.
Now, you use this term a couple times, boy son. Is that like a little kid, or is that like...
Yeah, it's a teenage boy.
Oh, okay.
Girl signs teenage girl.
Alright.
Okay, mama sign is mama, papa signs papa.
Okay.
Okay. So what he ended up doing is he went after that kid and he got a hold of his calf muscle and just ripped it. Oof. And the kid bled out before they could get a medic there.
Damn.
So that was the end of Grief.
They shot him after that, I take it?
They put him down.
Oh, okay. Then what dog did you get?
Oh, wait a minute, they didn't put him down.
Oh, they didn't?
This is great. What the Vietnamese used to do is they would take the South Vietnamese, the Arden forces, okay?
Right. These
Don't
are your
get
allies.
me started, yeah. Well, what they would do is they would take a dog, right? And they got so much like horse meat, it was a ration a day. Plus, like 1 pound of meat, 2 pounds of cereal, right? That was their daily ration. So that's what they would deliver to them. Well, they would take the horse meat and feed the dogs vegetables, right? So I had to report and surrender Grief to the Arden forces. I didn't muzzle him. I dropped him off and left. I don't know what happened, but I guarantee you.
Somebody got the shipment out of him.
I dropped him off and left. I don't know what happened, but I guarantee you.
Somebody got the shipment out of him. Wow.
Yeah, that was interesting. And then I'd get assigned another dog, and all of a sudden we'd be out working, and all of a sudden he'd start bleeding, from his urine. So I get another dog, and then that dog didn't work out. Then I get another dog.
Why did the other dog not work out?
He got recalled or sent to the Ardens.
Okay.
Yeah, and that happened a lot. But so their brilliance is, don't worry about it. When you get to your duty station where you're being assigned, they'll have a dog for you. So this was like a total waste of 6 weeks of my life.
6 weeks you weren't fighting, right?
Or getting shot at.
Okay. So 6 weeks of basically nothing, and then they just sent you out to get a dog that you never met before, huh? Alright, and how's this dog?
Well, they assigned me to the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Yeah, the sword thing. Okay. And they're located in Benoit. Benoit is just a fire base.
Okay.
And it's got a village around it. But they're very undermanned. Okay. So you report in, and the first thing they do is they send you to in-country school.
In-country school?
Yeah. Which means you now learn everything that you learned in basic training in AIT and everything else. Really doesn't apply. So you have to go to this training.
Wow.
Which is, 5 to 10 kilometers away, and you go there, and it's supposed to be 7 days, and you learn about, you know, booby traps and all this stuff. Well, the first night I'm there, I'm walking along behind two hooches, middle of the night, and all of a sudden I just step down and I twist my ankle.
Ow.
Like, really bad. Like, I can't walk.
Damn.
So I hear the guys in the hooch, so I call them and I say, hey, need some help? And after 15, hey, I need some help, two guys come over, they lift me up and they take me in the hooch. Well, they got this medic, right? The only problem is he's drunk on his ass. And the first thing he says to me, shake it off, you wimp. The thing is like giant size golf, big. It's like 2 volleyballs, you know.
Okay.
It's just, or softballs.
All right.
You know. I look at him and say, you're out of your mind. Anyway, the sergeant convenes, they take me down, and basically I get a cast and some crutches.
And then they tell you to keep going, right?
They tell me, no, go back to my platoon.
So you get there, what happens?
Well, I get there and I can't walk.
So how long were you off your feet then?
Well, I wasn't off my feet.
Wow. How long were you unable to walk?
Well, I could walk because I had crutches.
How long were you off duty because of this?
Oh, I wasn't.
They still...
My new job was shit burning.
Shit burning?
You take a 55-gallon drum, you cut it in half, you put it underneath a 2-seater outhouse.
Okay.
And your job every day, all right, is to go pull it out, put kerosene on it, light it on fire.
Was that fun?
No, and it stunk to high heaven. And you try pulling on a 55-gallon drum half full of shit with crutches. It's not a fun time.
Right. Okay. So, after the shit burning, what'd you do? What was next?
My ankle got better, and I got assigned my first. In Vietnam, you pulled 3-day missions. Because again, the dog can't work that much longer. That's the only reason they have that in effect.
What, the 3-day missions?
Yeah. And a dog will drink about a gallon of water a day. And then you have your personal needs. So you're carrying around a rucksack, right? With 5 gallons of water. With everything else.
What was everything else? How much weight do you think you were carrying?
100 pounds.
Pounds extra. How much did you weigh back then? What?
140. 140.
It's basically carrying around the better part of your body weight.
Yeah. But, you know, you had to do it. But, I mean, you had to carry your rations, your water, parka liner. Or not a parka, but a liner for a wetsuit. What do you call that?
I don't know.
You wear it in the rain.
Okay. Poncho?
Poncho liner.
Alright.
Your poncho liner becomes your blanket.
Huh.
Okay? And you got a poncho because they have a thing over there called the monsoons, which is like a lot of rain. And it can be sun just blaring through, and it's raining. A lot.
Wow. Alright, has the rank going away, has that come in yet, or did you skip over it, or is it still ahead?
It's still ahead.
Oh, good. That's what you're getting up to.
I just need to get up and get work in.
That's fine.
Have Coke.
That's all I plan on. still recording. It's working out. Okay. So you're carrying 100 pounds worth of stuff, including 5 gallons of water, poncho liner. I assume how much ammunition? Like a couple clips?
No, I would carry 100 rounds and then 2 banana clips.
Okay.
A banana clip.
I know.
Well, it looks like a banana, but what you do is you tape the bottom together,
Mm-hmm.
so you can immediately turn it around. So you got 60 rounds of ammo.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right, but what you don't do is you don't put all 30 rounds in, because then it makes the spring weak. And it won't work right, so you put like 28 rounds in. And then you got some grenades.
Did they tell you to do that in
No.
the basic or anything? Just something you picked up from everybody?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then you'd have, I was carrying an M16
Alright.
that I
Was this
traded
before-
into.
Was this before your undermount that you've told me about? Or did you always just have the undermount?
No, I ended up switching out the M16 for an AR-15. The difference between an AR-15, it's smaller. And you could sling it like this
Oh, it had a strap?
on the back, all right? So you could walk with the pistol grip and the safety off. And still work the other hand with your dog.
But that was helpful.
Yeah, it was.
Alright. So, I can't remember. Did you ever have the M16 with the grenade undermount? Or?
Yeah, I got that later in Da Nang.
Ah, okay.
It's M203 with an M16.
Okay. Alright, so, we skipping anything important if we go to the story about you losing the rank? Or is there anything in between that?
Well, you end up pulling missions and stuff. Come to find out, there were more officers killed in the rear from fragging than were killed in the field from operations.
And how did you find this out exactly?
Well, that was just a statistic. And one of the things that officers would do to make themselves look good to the brass is volunteer people.
Ah.
So all of a sudden we found out that this lieutenant, he was a butter bar, a second lieutenant, okay? Which means he has 2 little bars.
2 little bars. They don't do stars, or is that for generals?
That's for generals, 1 star.
Okay.
On a captain is a 1 bar.
Lieutenant is a 2.
Right.
Okay.
And then captain is, well, it doesn't. So they're volunteering these dog handlers to go in the field. So one guy, and I can't prove it, okay, but he was refusing to go in the field and was trying to get the lawyers, to see his way around it. He was a conscientious objector, this and that and the other thing. Funny thing is, he never had religion until he got there. So one night, all of a sudden you just hear this big ass commotion. And it was the sergeant and the lieutenant. And the sergeant tripped a CSG, which is tear gas grenade. And it was his way of saying,
Thanks.
don't volunteer me anymore. Next time it'll be a hand grenade.
Wow.
So it was very disruptive. You don't know if you're safe in the field or you're safe back in the rear.
Alright. So. Wow.
So you go on and you do your 3-day missions, you come back, you're back in the rear, and then they would give you a rear job, basically a part-time job, when you weren't on a mission in the field.
How long was it in between field missions, usually?